In 2020, people spent more time than ever binge-watching movies, an average of 20 movies in 2 months. This proves that we are all in need of entertainment in the new paranormal. My guest today has guest starred on shows such as How to Get Away with Murder, Better Call Saul, and NCIS New Orleans. Please welcome actor Carlin James. Carlin, what does it feel like to be at this point in your career?
Hey, it feels great. I can't lie. It took me a long time to get to this point, and I'm not where I want to be just yet. But I know, if I keep at it and keep on chugging, eventually I'll get there. Just gotta keep going. That's all it is. And so to even be here, I'm very grateful to have the opportunities that I have and those that I've been given.
And what was the role you feel was your big break?
I would say How to Get Away with Murder. Yeah, that was an interesting gig. I don't know if you've seen it, but that was my first network credit, which since it was on TV and it was a SAG-AFTRA union job, and it made me eligible to join the union, which would open up a lot more doors for me. And joining the union for an actor is a really big milestone, especially when that's younger or less experienced and up and coming. So that was a big deal for me.
Based on your spectacular hairstyle, I can tell you know a thing or two about good parts. Anyway, continue.
Thank you. The hair's chill. It kind of does its own thing. But with How to Get Away with Murder too, it was big for me as an actor because I had a long resume full of shorts and indies, like 20, 25 plus credits with commercials and everything. But everything was like non-union. And in the business, at least from the blunt side, the reps will say, my manager at the time told me, like, if you don't have a studio credit, if it's not a studio or network credit, then you have no credits. So that, I know it's terrible, that booking that little job though, it made me feel like validated, or like it made me feel like a legitimate actor, which it shouldn't take one role, one job to make you feel that way. But after putting so much time and effort and sweat and tears into it, it was such a big milestone. It really did that for me. So that, I would say, that was my big break.
What do you call a film with cows as actors? A movie. What was your favorite role so far?
My favorite role so far has to be NCIS New Orleans. And that's because of, 90% of it is because of the backdrop, the city of New Orleans. The production treated me so nice, and I got to stay in a hotel just 2 blocks away from the French Quarter. And most of the heavy lifting of that episode and the work was in the front end. And then smack dab in the middle of that work week, I had 3 days off. So I got to really explore the city and just try to immerse myself into the culture of my surroundings. And it was great. Like I fell in love. I never knew how much I loved jazz music. And then with the acting side of that episode, it was called Order of the Mongoose on season 6. I won't ruin it for you, but I play the son of a Thai dignitary. And based on the background of the character that, they said I didn't need to have one, but that this character had an accent. So I got to do really fun accent work with her and kind of dive deep into the background of like where this character would be and like where he would be from, where he studied at, why. I used a little fusion of an accent, but yeah, that was really fun.
The threats are against my mother, not me. And I doubt Thai militants followed us to America.
We must behave as if they could be anywhere at any time, Tam.
Even if they're here, I can take care of myself.
Whoa, okay, hold on. We don't need any scary blades.
Fascinating. You, Sir Carlin James, are a true artist. Any horror stories you've personally experienced in your field?
Yeah, one thing that comes to mind, I don't know if it's a horror story, but it definitely was not a good time, was I used to do background work when I first got into acting, kind of just to get a sense of how it works behind the set, behind the scenes. And one of my first gigs as a background actor was on a TV show I loved, doing on a big carnival lot set up in the Universal Studios backlot. And that sounds so cool, right? Except it was 2 nights from like 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. of working in the freezing cold, in the rain, and just having to stand around waiting for the rain to stop because it wasn't raining in the actual scene, and then pretending to have fun, and then having to run out because a disaster strikes and you're running, but you're running and trudging through mud. So my socks are getting all like wet and muddy and just breaking through my shoes, and it's freezing cold, and then it's like 3 a.m. and you're just standing there. So my whole body was like, it just gets rock solid, you know, you tighten up, and after a couple of days of doing that, you're like, wow, it's kind of traumatizing because carnivals should be so much more fun than that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a horror story, but it definitely wasn't a good time.
I was an extra once. It was a cloudy, dreary day on set, and too many actors had been hired for the shoot. I guess you could say it was overcast. Anyway, continue.
You know, otherwise, luckily, I haven't really faced any situations that would give me horror stories. But I would say, if anything, that there were a couple of times where there would be like little quick ego checks, like little dents to the ego. Like one time there was this show I was working on. It was a new show, and it wasn't a huge part, but it was a really, really fun part. And I was so excited to do it. And I had to show up every day for a rehearsal. It was a sitcom, so it's like rehearsal, like you're rehearsing constantly, and then you film. But my part kept getting rewritten every day as smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, till it was almost nothing. And that was every day I'd open up the sides or the script for that day and be like, oh man, they're cutting me out, you know? And so that every day was like a little bit of an ego check. But I mean, that was okay because I can't even blame them, because honestly, it made the story better, the writing was better, and they needed to cut pieces down. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about the story, so can't blame them for that.
I'm a narc, remember?
Oh, we saw you got cash. Hand it over.
Nice try. Look, I gotta go.
And here you are in Better Call Saul. Carlin! You're beating up a 5-time Emmy Award winner. Must have been a blast. Better call assault, am I right? What are you looking forward to in the near future?
Right now, I'm really looking forward to getting back into the auditioning room. Since the pandemic started, everything's been self-taped auditions from home where I send it to my reps. But yeah, I mean, nothing beats the adrenaline of auditioning live. Oh, also, that said, it's really hard to film at home. And so I want to, like, lighting and sound and all that, I can't do that stuff. So I really want to shout out our crews. The Hollywood crews who are fighting right now for rest. They're very tired, and they just want fair hours and some weekends and some days off, because they work so hard, and without them, there's no Hollywood. You know, production can't go on. So got to shout them out. Also, one last thing is at this time, it's airing this Monday, probably in the past when this comes out, but I'll be on an episode of NCIS Hawaii. I hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, that's cool. So that'd be season 1, episode 3.
Wait, are you playing the same character in NCIS? Sort of a NCIS shared universe?
No, I wish it was the same one. So yeah, I've been lucky enough to be on 3 of the NCIS shows: NCIS, NCIS New Orleans, and NCIS Hawaii. Again, hope I'm saying that right. But no, different people, different characters each time. It would be so cool if it was a shared universe thing, but for me, it's not. It would be crazy if they all met, though.
Well, Carlin, it's time for the lightning round. Go! Favorite movie?
Basketball Diaries, early Leo stuff.
Favorite Halloween costume?
Aladdin, and this was before the movie came out.
Best craft services you ever had?
Yeah, steak and lobster doing background in the daytime. It's crazy.
If you weren't an actor, what career would you pursue?
Real estate. I love watching those NCIS Mazur home tour, mansion tours. Obsessed.
What is one song from your youth that you would use as the theme song for your biopic?
You know that song Tipsy? Jaquan, I believe. Yeah. I was younger. I wasn't paying attention to the words as much as the beat because you could do it at school on your desk.
Yeah.
Thought it was so cool.
Thank you, Carlin, for shooting the sheet with me today. My friends, I must ghost you for now. Until next time, goodbye.